from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? Let me push you away a little bit. Okay. Hopefully you are awake if you are watching this later. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel, hit a like, and also give me super thanks. That will be wonderful. But let me show you today's newspaper in Japan, Yomiuri Shimbun, the biggest general paper. Bam! Trump. This is actually in the ninth, what's the ninth page? And it says Trump, confident after coming back. It's been a year after he was attacked, nearly got assassinated, but it was interesting to see that it says talk about like a divine, like there's a little thing sticking from my nail. It says divine intervention, basically, like God's hand, and introducing Fox News coverage about that, like the day that we can't forget, and that how how a Secret Service has been doing and so on. And what's interesting about this is the commentary by Ian Bremmer. Actually, he's a liberal, right? But he pointed out something good, which is that because Trump felt death very near, like close to him, like he could die any moment, right? So that's one of the things that is pushing Trump to work hard to make things happen really quickly. So that's a good, like, important point that Ian Bremmer pointed out. And yeah, and that sometimes Trump can be kind of pushy, try to change things around aggressively, but that's behind it is probably this experience that he went through. So yeah, like he's had, I mean. Yep, and then it has a summary of what happened in how many presidents in the U.S. Or presidents, right? Yeah, presidents got assassinated and so on. Like they have the information. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about at the beginning of this live stream. Thank you for coming, guys. Trump is being a jerk on trade. We're trying to talk some sense into him. Thank you. It's a tough time for the world. Good evening from New York City. Yay! Thank you for coming. How is Trump being a jerk? He's trying to get the best deal for the people he represents. I guess it just depends on like where you look at. Like we all know what Trump is trying to do, but like as for the counterparts in the world, of course we have like it's like we have had set rules and values, that like this is what we do, right? Like in this way, that way, with this period and so on. Like we kind of have an agreement of like culturally, like in trade, but like he's dramatically changing it. So like we are all kind of blown away, so like because we need to protect our benefits as well. So and I don't know, it's like it's you can do like have the approaches that Trump can have, but it's I guess it can be taken as a jerk, maybe, I don't know. But as for my country, though, like we completely, I guess generally we understand. But again, like there are people who don't like Trump's approaches, and others just like passionately thinking about what to do to counter that, to protect our national interests and so on. As for Japan, though, or Asia, I would say, what's interesting is what's that though? I wanted to talk about India because, this was this is from Yomiuri. Ow, it hurt me for some reason. Anyway, India investment, like it's rapid investment, and it's talking about India, like Japanese, what's it called, like maker brands, like Suzuki, Honda, Kubota, and Daikin, Fujifilm, Shimazu Production would it be? Um, but yeah, so what's interesting about this is that we are building factories now, like more factories in India. Like it's an investment because at least for now, India is not exporting too much, but so it's a good place to invest in. Like they don't get, because as for them, they're like the benefits that is generated inside their own country, India, it's big, and meanwhile their export is limited, especially compared to other countries. So they prosper inside, right? So then India can sustain their economy. So like we are investing in India now, and so it's like India is a country, like it's like a loophole in a way. It's not a loophole, but like as a result, I feel like like countries are just like before, like we all used China for economy. Now we are like about to use India a lot, like for different reasons though, and they're like it's like we Trump's ultimately, if my understanding is correct, like he wants to make China shrink, but and also like bring back all the factories and so on in America, or rather invest in America. But because the tariffs, if you look at Japan, like we have higher tariffs with the US, so it's hard for us. So then we go to India instead. So that's the dynamics is kind of like, of course it happens naturally in economy, but for me it was a surprise because now we are like all about India now, then like we are going to push India for the better. But what's tricky about India is that they have their own unique diplomacy. So like they are part of BRICS, but also they're on our side too against China and Russia. Like they are kind of in a gray zone. It works well in a way because we are friendly with India, right? Like even like national security too. Like we cooperate a lot, but we don't know where they're gonna go. Like they're friendly with Russia and China too. So yeah, it's a tricky situation that we are diving in. Hey Yoko, hello, thanks for coming. Why not talk about Magulev achievement to travel from Tokyo to Osaka in this 67 minutes, and Japan's success to reach the internet speed of 1 petabyte. Those two are crazy. Yeah, we take technology for granted, I guess, here in Japan. But yeah, what is the word Magulev? Let me look it up. Oh, linear motor car. That's what you call it? Oh, mug and levitation train. Oh, is that? I didn't know that name. I was calling it just simply linear motor car because that's what it says in English. I mean Japanese. Magulev. Yeah, it's an amazing technology. But the governor of Shizuoka, did he quit already? He was in the way because those lines, like it goes through different prefectures, and usually governors are very cooperative and they care about our national, prosperity and so on. But that governor, I guess, was on a different world, in a different world with different values. Anyway, was there flooding in Japan a few days ago? There was a massive rain in Tokyo area, I think, and it came up very quickly. And it was interesting to see some reactions from the Japanese people on X. One guy said that, I don't know if it's true, but he was saying that that's why you shouldn't live in places named valley, like valley. The it's valley, right? Like it's deep down. So like, but sometimes it can be a what's that? 埋め立てってなんて言うんだ埋め立てって sometimes a landfill. The self-explanatory landfill. Sometimes they fill the land with soil from other places, and they do a little tricks and so on. Like you have to know the history of the local areas, and in some places it rains heavily, and other places are better. And also, like the guy was pointing out that we should all live in the hills, like there's some places named hills. But then there are some different, like not all cases apply to that. So some people were discussing in the reply section. So that was interesting. For me, my dad, for example, he built a house, for us when I was little. But he chose a place that, of course, it was not the end of the slope and so on. We live in a slope, so that the rain and everything just goes down, through us. So, yeah. I saw the flood in Texas, though. It's heartbreaking. It was actually traumatizing for me to see the footage of Texas. Like it's terrifying. Like I really, really felt like sick after seeing that because, it looks exactly like the flood which we saw in 2011 in Fukushima and Tohoku area. Like it was like hell. Basically it was so hard for us to see because so many people were sacrificed. Isn't it like over 200 people died in that flood in Texas? Like I feel so sorry for all the loss, especially the children were sacrificed as well. Like always, the nature is just so big and powerful, and we need to know how to live together. I really, as for Japan, we are experiencing like a really high heat now, with humidity and everything. Our weather is crazy. I know that it's everywhere it's getting hot and so on, but like Japan has this weird like really suffocating kind of atmosphere, like air and so on, because of humidity and so on. And what's different about Japan is that we use like public transportation. I don't even have a car. I don't even have a driver's license, and I live okay, And there are many people like myself, and also people, those who live in the city. We use public transportation instead of cars because it's quicker and more convenient. But that's probably why, I was realizing, because when I picture a life in America, your life in America, you live in a house with like air conditioner on like your entire place, right? Japan is not like we have an air conditioner in this room. We don't have that in the next room, that kind of thing. So whenever we go out, we are like, oh, it's hot, right? Come back, we are like, so nice, right? We do that all day long, like go to another room, right? Come back, like that's our life every day. And then when we go out, we need to walk to the train station in this heat. Meanwhile, like you Americans, for example, you probably just get in the car in a hurry, right? and then put an air conditioner on. It's so cool, and you listen to the music and talk to people like, yeah, right? Meanwhile, here we're like walking in the heat, like, oh, we're gonna die, we're gonna make it. Oh, almost station, but let's stop by at the convenience store to, get a little cold breeze, and then go out, and then like in the heat, and then get to the train station, wait for the train. Oh, it can't hurry, train, come here now. Like the train comes, and we are like. It's a repetition of that. I was just realizing that like this morning. I'm like, oh, that's why Americans probably don't have as much, suffocation and so on. I don't know. I could be wrong. Tell me about your life. But yeah, it's so hard living here. But it's good though. Like those who want to live here, like foreigners and so on, like they have to really like it here to stick around because it's really tough to live here economically and also like, environmental, with the environment wise. Anyway, what should I talk about? Are you guys all sleeping? Anyway, but then you get on the trains and some of the cars are 着陸冷房がね、そう冷房がね弱いとかありますよね。So sometimes our air conditioner in the trains are like said to kind of weak for some, I guess, people with sensitive bodies or something, and it's not strong enough for us. I always carry a fan, like the kind of Asian fan, like it goes, and then, like it's elegant, and then it goes back to the stick, I use that. Some like many people though now they use like electronic fan, like plastic and a little fan, and then they carry that around like, right? How lazy are they? And plus the kind of electronic fan, they have the battery that is dangerous. Like if it's overheat or something, or if you drop the fan or something and damage a little bit, then it's gonna explode. It's gonna explode. So don't use that. Like I suggest that you don't use that, because if you were doing this and then it explodes, then you're gonna injure your face and so on. I just do it because like you can do it everywhere, Well, do that to your husband too, and it's all good. Anyway, yeah, AC works well. Cool. Like we can't turn off our air conditioner now because it's hot. Anyway, should I talk about politics? Oh, it was interesting, guys. It talks about Rubio coming to Japan. Our prime minister made a mistake. Our prime minister Ishiba made a false statement, saying that Rubio is in Japan right now and blah blah blah, but it was false. Yeah, so that happened. I guess he was mistaking him for somebody else or something. But Japan is in the middle of election period now. So it's all about election. My timeline is filled with election. But one big thing that I need to share with you is this. I don't actually know the name of this agency. Let me see. It's about military. I looked up the word. Let's see. Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics Agency. What a long name. Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics Agency. See, that's an agency name. So they are researching, and universities are applying for the program offered by the government, basically. So dual use, like military use and also like everyday life and so on, AI and so on, that like all the advanced technology, they can be dual use, right? So like if you think about the internet or AI or even like GPS and so on too, like it's all like all the technology, like advanced technology that we are using on a daily basis is they came from military, right? Military technology. So what that shows is that it's dual use. So Japan is now focusing on that. We built this business in 2015. And so we basically want to develop this type of technology that is dual use. And our government is pushing that. So in order to do that, we help them. Our government helps, or the agency in particular helps the development of such technology and so on. So that is great. Oh, this is talking about tariff, but I will get to here. So dual use, the broad range. And so like, for example, the new material, meant for space clothes, or what you call it, like a gear, space gear, and bulletproof vest, and is it vest or best? Vest, and so on. And yeah. So that's great to know. Yes, and especially even drones and so on. Now, if you look at the war in Ukraine, they are like the front line of like war technology, basically, like how you fight in a war. It's all like they are on the front line of like technology, they are using things, and it's basically AI and what's it called? 無人機ってなんだっけ? 無人機. Like, people, let me see. 無人機, I forget English. I'm supposed to know this word. Unmanned aerial vehicle. UAV. Oh, UAV. I should know that term. UAV is something that I was counterattacking in COD Mobile. Oh, UAV. Whenever I saw UAV in the game, I was like, bah. But anyway, yeah. So that's great. But the Japan, though, we are behind. Where was it? Was it this article? Like, if you check the percentage of the usage of AI, by the way, like, we are, like, our government is now saying, like, oh, we need to develop technology, but how are people using the technology? Where did they talk about AI? The difficult part about all this, like, actual newspaper is that it's hard to look for where you read it. Where? I read that somewhere. I can't remember. Where was that? No, AI, like, Japanese people are not actually using, AI on a daily basis. I do, but it's so behind, like, America and China and so on. Oh, here it is. AI, 26.7% usage individually. So our government, our one of our ministry had a report, and those who are using generative AI, individually, we are using, like, only 26.7% of Japanese people are using AI. And meanwhile, in other countries, those who are using, like, over 50% are using in America, Germany, and China. So in America, Germany, China, people are using over 50, like over 50% of people are using AI. But in Japan, it's compared to 2023, it was 91%, I mean 9.1%, so it tripled. But it's in China, 81% of people use it. America, 68% of people use, and in Germany, 59%. So Japan is so behind. You know, all those countries, America, Germany, and China, they aim to have people use like over 75% of people use, like they encourage to do that. But Japan is 49.7. That is interesting. But Japanese people don't use AI because according to this newspaper, it says that it's because we don't need AI in everyday life or at work, and or others said that they don't know how to use AI. That's so interesting, and that basically the report was showing concerns that we are behind when AI-based economy is getting established, and so on. So that is interesting, right? Japan is known for a technology country, but we are also conservative. Like, we don't like changes. And also, every time I think that technology is in the picture, I think the Japanese people are we feel kind of alert, kind of cautious, because we want to use our brain, you know? Like when TV came, it was said that, oh, if you watch TV, you're gonna get dumb. Kind of true. But that's what we are hearing. And the internet too. Oh, you're not gonna research using books and dictionary. Oh, you're gonna get dumb. But yeah, with AI too, we have a lot of concerns too. So, by the way, this is a picture of Kim Jong-un and whoever this is from Russia, right? So it's the coverage is the relation between Russia and North Korea, and they talk about that. And what's interesting is that North Korea's foreign minister said that Russia's invasion unconditionally like North Korea unconditionally supports Russia's invasions. Terrible. But what's interesting though is that right now, North Korea they support the almost 40% of the supplies of rockets, basically. Like, is it? It should be rockets in English, right? Rockets in the Russian army. It's so pathetic for Russia to depend on even North Korea. Like, that's how bad, like how they are weak right now. Yeah. I know that, of course, like how Westerners look at Russia varies, depend on what kind of values you have when you look at the world. But one fact is that Russia is actually not as strong as people think, and because they need to rely on even North Korea, and for their troops and also the weapons and so on. It's so sad. Meanwhile, like Ukraine is not aggressively attacking Russian people, like Russian civilians and so on. Like there is still boundaries, trapping Ukraine, but still, like that's the picture. So if Ukraine and Russia both showed their power, like equally fight, then who knows, I feel like Ukraine would win. But anyway, if I talk about that, you guys go crazy. So I'm not gonna get too much into it. But I just thought I would share all this news coverage and so on, just to get you the atmosphere of Japan society. Okay. Another interesting part was that I wish we had more newspaper. Like we didn't buy this week much. Editorial. One of the editorial is that this one is talking about like sexual advertisement that is freely showing up, and even kids see that. So like there's no filtering in advertisement. So yeah, but it's difficult because of the freedom of expression, So anyway, I talked a lot. Let's see. I'm forced to use AI on my job. Really? Interesting. AI usage makes children stupid. Yeah. One of the aspects, like as for propaganda, is really, really scary. As I said, like for example, Russia is a good example. Even though like militarily speaking, like Russia is not actually like they have of course like advanced technology and also like they have nuclear weapons and they're in a way advanced, but their power in total, is not as big as we think. And regardless though, the truth doesn't spread. Why? Because they're really good at information war. They just know, like it's their tradition and their culture. They're just good at information war, right? Or propaganda and so on, like to make them look good and justify their actions and so on. They're so good at it. I wish my country was as good as stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. Why was I talking about? Yeah, oh, AI. Yeah, but so they are, according to the reports that I saw, like Russia is just spreading, just they don't care about how they appear. They just put a lot of false information to benefit themselves online so that they can train AI services to learn their perspectives and to, like whenever, as a result, like whenever people look up information regarding Russia, like Russia related stuff, then the results, of the AI that learned all these sources online written by Russia, they of course lean to Russia, right? Like they're basically with the quantity, or they are basically changing the internet space to manipulate the information and so on. So that's a scary part. Anyway, China, yeah. AI likes to lie to customers. No, I like talking to AI, but I wish that like they are always looking for the best answer, the best, like you like as a user, you basically have a question and AI will answer and they will come out with the best one. And in order to do that, like they basically justify everything you say, So I wish that it was more like conversational and like I would have to, I guess, use the prompt to show my request in detail, I guess, to tell it to talk about it, like both positive side, negative side, or like pros and cons and so on. So hard. Anyway. Yoko, I've seen a lot of beautiful Japanese calligraphy online. Can you do that? It might sell well in your online store. Thank you. I mean, we in Japan, we all have to do that with the traditional brush, right? Yeah, we all do that in school, elementary school. I had a whole set of like Japanese ink, like you have to make it, kind of what you call, like, there's a kind of stone looking thing, and then create ink. You have a liquid one too, but yeah, and then really thin paper, and you write the assigned letters and so on. I used to do that. I'm not really good though. Like, my handwriting is okay. It's a little above the average, but not too good though. But I guess foreigners cannot tell though. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, but the thing about, like, I want to put more things in my store. Like, I have an online store, but I haven't really been pushing it because like, after COVID, like, international what you call, like, a transportation, what, not transportation, like the sending, delivering, that sort of things, it's it got more like complicated, I feel. And now I have to also, like, I guess in order to avoid, like, the products missing, we have to all, like, even on an individual level, we need to, like, print out the each information and so on. Before, I could just write. Now I have to print it out and so on. I don't have a printer and blah blah blah. And, I know that I could just go to the convenience store and print it, but, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about what to do, and yeah, that's not only it though. Like, I don't know the rules. Like, they have the new rules, so I need to study. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's see. If you give me super chat, I will prioritize that. Okay. I hear thunder, thunder, thunder. Oh, I need to watch that anime. The meta something calypse. Let's see. I wish I came on earlier, but yeah. Anyway, our economy is far better of manufacturing products here, and that is what the tariffs and his trade policy is doing. Yeah. Wouldn't the pay in America be cost a lot more though, and it will be applied to the prices? That's a difficult part, I guess. Like, in Japan, of course, like, conservatives or right wings are against globalism. Like, excessive globalism is not something we want. Of course, we want to make products here, with our technology, and also, like, we want to share the information inside our community and drop the money here, like, locally and so on. But the thing about it is that Japanese people, in order to hire Japanese people, it's expensive, and it's gonna get even more expensive because our prices are going up. So the government is pushing the salary to go up, and the companies are having a hard time because they need to sustain their business, and at the same time, amid this prices going up and so on. But at the same time, have to bring up the salary of the workers, and that's a lot of burden, like, financially. And I guess that it's cheaper to hire people overseas, but I wish that was not the case too. Yeah, it's silly. It's like, people go for money and so on, but I don't know what's efficient in the long run. Anyway, hello from Sweden. Hello, thanks for coming. Is it hot in Sweden too? My impression of Sweden is, like, so up in the north, so I'm like, I don't know. I wonder. It's so hot here. If we move manufacturing to the US, we will use robots like Elon Musk does in his gigafactory. Yeah, that's a great thing. I saw like like it was not manufacturing, but like we order things online, like even grocery stores and so on are maybe doing that, because it was, I think that was Eon. But the interesting part though is that it was all like automated, like it's robots picking things up and then putting it, certain products like they pick from random places and then put those in a certain box and then send to the customers and so on. And then I was fascinated by the technology, but then it was actually like somebody said in the reply section. I don't know if it's true, but according to the person, the person was impressed with the technology. Look it up, and it was from China. So I don't know, but yeah. But China though, they are like stealing military technology too. Like they steal all this intellectual property. So like whenever I hear like, oh, it's made in China or Chinese technology, like how far is that from China? I wish I had that. Like China stole, like, was it Germany? 中国. Like recently, I think they were stealing 中国軍事技術. Didn't they? I don't know how to search that. Anyway. Yep. Oh, I saw that. Speaking of China. Oh. Yeah, speaking of China, I saw the news like in kindergarten in China. I think they put in the dessert that the kids are supposed to eat, like they put like coloring thing for art, drawing and so on, art. The coloring into like not evitable, like those are not supposed to go into your body, but they use that inside some food for the kids, and the kids got sick and so on. But the cost is expensive. Oh, speaking of China, I was watching like some experts talking about the world politics, and it was interesting. What were they saying? China. Sorry, I got distracted because I've been talking a lot and I was looking at the comments. I got confused. I wanted to talk about something. What did I see? Anyway, not so much warm in Sweden, not hot in Sweden. Do you agree with Trump tariff on Japan? No. No, but I agree with his intention. That's the difficult part about communicating and so on internationally, because I come from another country. I want to make another country aside from America, like another country, Japan, prosper and so on. So our benefits are sometimes mutual, other times not, and that's just the nature of politics. But I want America to be strong, financially, militarily, and everything. Even in the position, like I want America to keep the world hegemony. Keep the power and be the what's it called? I don't know the translation. Like the grid, the power. Like you're the leader, and I think it creates a good balance. So I want to maintain that. But China is in the way, and so I really, I support Trump for tackling China's threat. Yeah. So I am concerned about all the negative consequences of Trump's tariffs, but at least it's kind of working well as a result, I feel, because like, for example, our former leader, Shinzo Abe, he suggested the strategy called Free and Open Indo-Pacific Strategy. So basically, like Indo-Pacific region, is gonna be the really key region. And now the UK and other countries, like not only America, Japan, it's like UK and European countries are investing in the region. And it's good for us, Japan, as a result, and the tariffs and so on. As I said earlier, the newspaper shows that our companies are investing in India. And it's coherent when you think about our strategy, that strategy. And that strategy, what it's for is that, of course, it's economically super beneficial for us. And at the same time, it contains China. So it works well. So it actually matches, even though we might have a little distance from America in a way, because too much burden is gonna kind of harm our economy, but it's not like we want to attack America. We know what America is doing, like what Trump administration is doing. And as a result, like if we can kind of shift in the region that we were supposed to investing and so on, we had to do it anyway. So like it's a good push, It doesn't look cool, but it's like it's working. Everything is working now as a result, and that's the result is what matters in politics. So I'm not too worried about that. And our prime minister right now, our administration, is not good. They don't have diplomatic, like our prime minister and the guy that is in charge with the negotiations with the US, he doesn't have diplomatic experiences. He doesn't have, I don't even know if he speaks English. Like he was just the guy negotiating with America right now. He was just, clinging, like he was like a, what's the word? Just coming along, going after Ishiba because they come from the same prefecture, like same region, district, So like Ishiba, our prime minister, is like the senior of the guy who is in charge of negotiations. That's the only reason why the guy is now in charge of the negotiations. It's not because he has abilities or diplomatic backgrounds and so on. So like of course like he has limitations in what he can do and so on. So that's why they are bashed so much. But still, because of that, there are a lot of miscommunication, and also sometimes our prime minister, especially because right now we are going through national election, House of Councillors election is coming up on July 20th, this month. So we are talking about politics, and our prime minister also has to appeal to our people, saying that, we are the party to lead our country and so on, and that, we need to say no to all this horrible negotiations, blah, blah, blah. But they're doing that to appeal to the public, rather than to the US, And American side actually showed understanding. Because our prime minister recently said like, don't, America shouldn't underestimate Japan. And so on, like this, I can't translate it precisely because it's such a Japanese expression. But basically, Ishiba attacked Trump, with his word. But then America understood where he was coming from. So we have a special bond. Hanger on, not parasite, I guess, in that way, in that case. Hanger on. I see. Yeah. What was I talking about? Now I remember what our experts, one expert was talking about China. So when we look at China spreading to the world, like economically and so on, it's been a big problem in Japan that Chinese people, more and more Chinese people are coming to Japan while hating Japan. They create their own communities, so like I guess that doesn't matter to them. But anyway, so I was, I mean, we Japanese people, like conservatives especially, we are seen as a threat, right? Like it's like silent invasion basically with population, right? So that's scary. But at the same time, like our expert was pointing out that Chinese money is leaking to the world, and it's not something that CCP wants. That Xi Jinping doesn't want all the Chinese money to go to other places, but it's been happening because, like as you can tell, like China's economy is not doing well, right? So now, like Chinese people, like rich people, they make sure that their money is protected. So like they send the money to other countries and so on, right? So even though to us it's like a threat, of China coming to other countries with their money and so on, it's kind of scary. But at the same time, CCP is not liking that. So that's a interesting dynamics, I think. Yep. Oh, I'm okay to work with India geopolitically, but as far as everything else, decouple, yeah, outsourcing and H-1B is destroying us. Yeah. Would American people actually work? I'm sorry to say that to you, but because that's a question that Japanese people often have, I guess, because it's like a different types of occupation basically. So would you actually want to learn all the geeky stuff and work in the like a tech industry, or do you want to be a factory guy? That sort of questions. Ugh, thunder. I used to believe when I was little that like there would be like a thunder deity with a drum or something. That's my thunder sound in my head. Anyway, super chat, no super chat. Seriously, guys. I'm actually. I was supposed to go see a rally, or like the party leader of the Democratic Party for the People is coming to Fukuoka, and it's the Hakata station, that big one. We have two big stations, but one of the big station is only like a few stations away, and we went to see another, like our favorite candidate for the election, and went to see him. And Tamaki, the party leader, is coming. Another party, centrist party, or somewhat liberal though. Yeah, he's coming, so I was supposed to go see that. Like my husband wanted to go see him, but I chose you. I mean, I should have just had this live stream earlier. But so, yes. And if no super chat, then I should maybe have gone to that speech to see the speech. Anyway, America will work hard. Cool. Americans say the same thing about Europeans. That's so funny. Yeah, Europeans tend to like the image. Like, sorry if I'm being like a racist or something. Like, but it's often what's rumored in Japan is that like Europeans, like they have like a long lunch break and so on. So one of my friends who lives in Europe told me one day that they go to work and then come home for a few hours and then go back. Like, what are they doing? That's yeah. I choose you, Pokemon. I'm so Japanese. I can't help it. There's a Japanese thunder deity who has a big hammer, I think. Yeah, probably. I live in the Midwest and they work at 7 a.m. until the work is done. Cool. But do I don't know, like Japanese work environment is so severe. So like I'm what I mean by work hard, like I'm centering the perspective to Japanese working culture. So in Japanese working culture, like we can't slack or talk to others and so on. Like we have to just do the job and that's it. And we can't go onto the phones and so on. You know, like basically most of the time if you work in the office and so on, like no slacking allowed. And it's like we have deadlines after deadlines and we overwork for free. Yep. But anyway, run to the speech. No, it's actually too late. It starts in an hour, and I don't think we could make it. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much. Yes, finally. Americans would work if they stopped getting passed over for jobs due to DII. Passed over for jobs? What do you mean? Get passed over? Like they are prioritized by those people that don't work. Sorry, my grammar understanding is not good. Thank you so much for support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I worked at Sony in Gotanda. I was like, Gotanda? Gotanda in the 80s, and it was just being in the office until the Bucho left for the day. Yes, always wait for your senior. Yeah. I really hated, like, I don't work like a normal person, you know, like I'm not hired. That is because I got too much of it. Like Japanese working culture is, it doesn't match me, you know. So now I have to beg for super chat for you guys. To you, I mean. My experience is tech industry is there are a lot of slackers and a smaller number of hard workers that have to pick up the slack for a higher contractor somewhere else in the world. Oh, I see. Yeah. Like what's interesting about humans is that there's like when we form a community, like it always fall into the ratio of people, like the leaders and followers and slackers and those who cause troubles, you know, feisty ones and so on, jealousy people, and like there's like a percentage of people, right? So that's so interesting. The other day I was looking, like you know, at X in Japan, we've been like flooded with false information and conspiracy theories and so on, like basically delusion, you know, like people don't know how to talk about politics. Like many of the newcomers into the political field, they don't know how to read politics because they are newbies, you know, but they're so loud, and it's our community is flooded with all this like crazy nonsense, you know. And so and especially conspiracy theory is something that have been really really problematic. And one expert, like a I think professor or something, he was saying that like in any era of the world history, it's said like he heard from somebody else, some other expert, that there's like a 30% of people who fall for conspiracy theory. So that's it. That's interesting. It's like any period of time, you know, like we just have those people. And I guess for working culture too, I guess that there are some good workers and no good workers. Japanese should not work so hard so young Japanese can meet, fall in love, and get married and make families. Exactly. That is so true. I had problems meeting guys in the past too, because I really didn't get it, you know, like work all day long. Like actually, like when I was in my 20s, like the economy was bad. I graduated from university in 2008, when America, like Obama times, when the economy went crazy. And yeah, it was dark times, and for us, like because of our domestic economic issues, our time to my husband's age, like 10, like a decade or so, like our generation is economically, like we're like the dark time of economic history. And many people were so good at we were good, but we didn't have enough jobs, and also like dispatching became a thing. And then so that's why like I didn't get fully employed. I went for only dispatching services. That's what I did. But that's not good for, of course, a building career and so on. And so, but whenever, like, and we would get dispatched and then cut one day. So that was the time that we were living in. It was so hard. And so like I didn't trust the like economic system in general. And yeah. And on the top of that, somehow like there were bad contracts too. So I was hired for part-time, for example, by the music instrument store that I was working, because I wanted to become a musician. Like there was a time I was working for the store, and then they hired me for a part-time work as a part-time worker. But then when they think about the shifts, like how long you work each day and so on, the schedule of the working hours, the manager just put me full time and didn't pay me for overwork too. But I had to be there for 12 hours and so on. So no wonder I got sick, like I had and I had to, it's a store, and I was at the cashier place, like all the guys sell the instruments, and I was in the cashier section, and pick up the phone and so on. And then I would interact with customers all the time, right? Because they come by, and then my immune level was low because of overwork, and then I would catch a cold and so on, and it was terrible, like no time to restore my health. And I was like, one day I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I quit because it was so like paid really low and so on. But then I was working hard, still like not rewarded, and such a hard, sad times. Anyway, no more super chat. Hello. 12-hour part-time, yeah, seriously. But that's not surprising. It happens because they want to run the store, but at the same time they need to like meet the criteria for maintaining the business with like ethics and so on. Like they need to work it out. But just so you know, the store actually they ran out of business because they were cheating and so on, and they couldn't sustain the business anymore. So really, really bad. Super chat, thank you so much. Yes. Lombardo-san, arigato. Never wanted to have kids myself, but I keep hearing others put it off due to being worried about money. But when you look around the world, there are tons of families that are poor. I wonder what's up with that. That's a good point. Yeah, like especially Japanese people too, like we calculate ahead way too much, like trying to be responsible. And that's what's killing the opportunities. That's the cases I often see and it's the same in other developed countries too. In my country, like if you go to countryside, all this Yankee, what we call Yankee, not Americans, but Yankee, like a kind of low, like a punk kind of people, they have a lot of kids, and they're not rich though, but they just make babies, you know. That's what they do, and somehow live well. And often the husbands are usually like construction workers and so on, like with like a physical labor type of thing. And yeah, but they seem pretty happy, you know, and looks fun, and so on. But in city type of people, like we think about things too much. And yeah, like it's interesting how our cultures are different even inside one country. Yeah. Oh, super chat, Nick. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody was poor for the majority of history. It's so weird that, yeah. Why is it like 1%? For example, in America, it's like 1%. Why is it 1%? Like I wish that more percent so that they'll give me super chat. Just kidding. It's so, because outside is dark. It's so like dark here. Anything else to talk about? I think I introduced everything I put in the title, right? Yep. It's 1988. Japan was gold nori, war, nori wrapped sushi, and the book was over. It was so strange. 外国人 were asked to live in the US China. That's not like Japan. Yeah. I guess I've showed you the statistics before, but both Japan and China dislike each other. Like 90%, around 19% of each other's people. We hate each other. What's crazy is that Chinese people come travel here. They come as tourists. I mean, we are thankful for the dropping the money, but I don't know why you would go to the country that you don't like if you don't like the people. It's kind of weird. Yep. I finally quit my job because the Indians programming our website hardly fixed any bugs. Oh no. So the customers were frustrated, and so was I. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Indians. But the kind of Indians I meet, though, are really like high skilled, like really smart people, you know, working in the, of course, like I do political work, so they do too. And they're great analysts and so on. Yeah, but Indians is like, if you say like Indians, it's such a broad definition for me, especially because they have like a class system too, and they're not equal, you know, culturally. And the kind of, I don't know which class you're talking about, and also like whether Indians in India or Indians working in another culture, and if they have actual capabilities. And yeah. Anyway, I got dehydrated, threw up. Oh no! Please be careful. I hope you're okay. Make sure to drink water. I will do it for you, so that you get. It's like a subliminal message. I'm gonna drink water, so that you do too. I work with many high-skilled Indians. It really varies. We have a good Indian contracting company that has high-quality workers. That's interesting. I mean, but like if you, I guess that maybe this is like our time is like the beginning of the new system, you know, like a economic foundation. So if that's let's think that way. If that's the case, then the Indians right now are getting filtered, the good workers, bad workers, and so on. And then when like a certain Indians have good reputations, then it will just outcast. Is it outcast? Like it will show the contrast among the Indian community, and then it would just like I don't know how to verbalize that. Like you will see, like they will be just out of the picture sooner or later. I feel. What about the Indians working at a mini stop? A bit shitsure in my experience. How can you tell that they are Indians though? Like I can't differentiate. Like I can't tell if they are Indians or people from Nepal because in Japan's Indian restaurants, for example, a lot of them are actually from Nepal and not even Indian. And those people from those areas look similar, so I can't tell by the looks. So, yeah. Yeah, other Asian countries, like it's hard to see where they're from. I, I have a good hunch, but not all the time probably correct. So, but I'm impressed by Indian looking. I don't know if they are truly Indian. I am actually impressed with some of the workers when I come across because convenience store is such a tough job. Like I could never pull it off. So I respect whoever can work at the convenience store. But at the same time, though, our cashier, like it's been like within this year or so, like if you go to grocery store or elsewhere, our cashing services, I mean, it's the cashier thing, like we used to have cashiers, but now it's becoming more automated and we do everything by ourselves. Like stores are installing new machines and so on, and we can pay with our phones now. I know that we are kind of behind, but we are changing the system now, and so we need less people. So that's good because all this economic people in the economic field, they are saying that we need foreign workers to try to fill the blank of Japanese population that is declining. But now we have technology, more and more technology. So we need less people. So no, thank you. So that's good, I guess. But at the same time, though, in another country, like if foreigners can work like that, that's good. I think that for Japan, the biggest thing is that we need to just, fix our economy ASAP so that only the good kind of like high-skilled people will remain in the country and others will not be able to keep up with our economy, or our working culture and so on. That's the ideal direction. Because it used to be that way. It's only recently that our economy became weak, and especially after COVID-19 and then war in Ukraine, those are double damages to our country economically, and then on the top of our ongoing recession since the 90s. So yeah, if those things are, but back in the day though, before COVID, at least like we were okay. We were not in a good place, but still like we were okay. But recently we're having a hard time. So yeah. Americans still steal a lot self-checkouts. Oh no, some stores are shopping self-checkouts here in America. I mean, yeah, in Japan right now, maybe because it's a new thing for us, and also like those workers have been already hired, but like those people who are working as cashiers now they're like surveillance people. They were watching you all the time, because what happens is that often, like especially like older people, they don't know how to use the technology, so often they have to teach how to use it, or help, when they make mistakes and so on. Like oftentimes, like the workers are standing, a couple of people are standing nearby to check what they are doing. Also, we have a gigantic cameras watching the whole thing, so if they steal, then we will know. And but one case is that when I went to the dollar shop, though, it was bad because as I probably told you before, there's this big camera looking down onto you. So like when I pulled out my phone, like I saw the reflection of myself in the picture. That's, I guess, prevents all the crimes and so on too. But I saw the reflection of my own self, and it showed the content of my phone. That is not good. All this private information is there, but because of the angle, like they could see the whole thing on my phone. I'm like, no. Yeah. Anyway, do Indians work in all the convenience stores in Japan too? Is this global? Probably because isn't it like 7-Eleven? And like if the business is global, then they will have the same policy worldwide, right? Like globally. So that's gonna happen. Yeah. Self-checkout is extra work for me. Why would I use it? I prefer self-checkouts, I think, because I don't want the workers to touch the products. I know that when they laid out all the merchandise, I know that they touched it, of course, to put it manually, but I like it's better if they don't touch my stuff. Yeah. Switch labels and scan the things as something cheaper. Oh, I don't know about all the places, but one grocery, like it's not all the stores, but one place that we go to, they actually have all the weight of each product input beforehand. So when you scan something, and then like you have to put it, because it's like a scale. Like so you have the things that you want to buy, and on the other side you have to put the bag, to put the products in, and it's like a scale. So when you do that, it's like they weigh the same thing, so they're gonna know. So that's a good technology, I think. So I hope it will spread, more. But you can't. What sucks about it though is that I want to put lighter things or fragile things later. So I want to put it somewhere else, but I have to put it in the bag. So you have to calculate like which is the most heavy thing that I should put in the underneath. What did Japanese 7-Eleven do on 7-Eleven day? I have no idea. We got free small Slurpees. Really? It's a tradition ever. July 11th. This year the lines and parking were so long. Oh, I see. We don't have foreign chains in Germany, so no 7-Eleven or Walmart here. What? Really? That's so cool. Guys, it's 5 and I need more super chat. Let's be blunt. Because it's been 18 minutes. Yeah. Without super chat, my husband goes grouchy. So people in America will stuff products with other products in the store. I don't do that. Oh. At the Walmart, I can't even begin to count how many times people just ate this in the store and didn't pay for it. Yeah, that's a crazy thing about America. Like, it's prohibited in Japan to eat before you buy it, eat or drink before you buy it. It's crazy. You should definitely stop that. Like it's not even yours. Like the contract is not there, right? Like when you pay, that's when the transaction happens. So I don't understand some of the things. But it becomes a problem though, when we have more foreign people here, because what we take for granted and our common sense, those things don't usually always apply. Yeah. I'm hungry. I'm beginning to be hungry. My husband is cooking something. I wonder what that is.
I'm cooking for myself.
He said, I'm cooking for myself in English. My death stare. I go Asian. Got the bohan camera sign up. The self-checkout though look like a size area. Sign up on the self-checkout. Yeah. Yep. Anything else to talk about? Yeah, but yeah, we are in a crazy time. At least I think at least for Japan, what's good is that the spread of social media, which connects us with you guys, like we can now, like we don't have to depend on mainstream media. Mainstream media, in my opinion, is important in this like age with like flooded misinformation and so on. But at the same time, social media helps us see what's going on in other countries like directly. So when that happens, we can see, like it's not only media people, but like individuals like myself, like we can see what's happening, and then bring the information to our own country. So like immigrant issue and everything, like we see what's happening in other countries so that we can tell like the cautions to our people better than before. So it's and then people are not silent anymore, especially Japanese people. We are quiet in real life, but online with through anonymous accounts we are loud, because there's no responsibility or any connections visible to other people. So like we say whatever we want to do, which we can't in real life. So online space is actually helping us, I think, for us to be loud and say what we want. And then our politicians are actually checking what's being talked about online, and it often give impacts to our policies and businesses and so on. So that's a good thing, I guess, for us. So that's the bright side of it all. Oh, super chat! Thank you again. One cause for this. In American schools, there's no such thing as dotoku class. Oh yeah, I was thinking about that a while ago too. Yeah. You really don't? Like I was imagining that you guys probably don't, but in America they don't. You should definitely have that. But I guess that when your country cares about freedom and human rights and so on, then it becomes kind of difficult because diversity is a thing. I remember when I was in elementary school, in those ethics class, I had to learn. Like I remember this one, like when I was 8, I vividly remember, like I have good memories, I vividly remember when I was 8 in the ethics class, I had there was a case that we had to think about. So slider, like in a park, there's a slider, and then we are all lined up to use the slider. We want to play. But then we are lined up, and then someone comes in to come before you. And if you let that person in, not only that you get delayed, but people behind you get delayed. So what do you think about that? So the question that I was asked in a class was that, so somebody comes in, before you, what are you gonna do? That kind of thing. So I was, I was little and I couldn't think about what happened as a consequence and so on. And so it was ground shaking for me, like, oh, that kind of dynamics is there, you know? So it's really important. Yeah. Oh, another super chat. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. In the US, the closest thing we had is Sunday school, but that is not mandatory. Oh, is it actually school or church, or how does it work? American system is something that I'm not familiar with still, because I used to believe like summer camp, for example, is something that you go as kind of like a penalty or something. But it's like your parents cannot take care of you all the time because of work, and you are sent there, and it actually costs money to be in that camp. Like, how does it work? I don't even know. Like my material to learn about America, about like when it comes to things like that, is through TV shows and like movies and overall entertainment. So I don't know. Sunday school is church. Okay. Yeah. So interesting. Summer camp was supposed to be a good thing. Okay. Almost a punishment. That's what they picture in entertainment. So that was the impression that I had. Like it's like a punishment, penalty, that sort of things. It's so difficult. Like I wish I experienced the life in America. Like I don't know how things are in America. Even the tipping culture is not here but there. So like it's when you don't know how people actually live, or what people do like each season and so on, then when you think about politics and everything, or the country like as a whole, like you miss certain aspects, so that then the conclusion get affected. So I don't like that, and I want to learn, but I don't know how to learn, what to learn. We don't do that anymore. We just graduate people to the next grade now just for being alive. Do you? Yeah. Anyway. My husband went to get a haircut today, so he looks so like refreshed, and it's funny to me. Like, boom, new. Repeating a class is common here. What? That's interesting. The loss of dotoku is a generational phenomenon. Standards used to be much higher. Oh, yeah, I bet the standards are different now. I have no idea how they are now, because those times that I learned was back in what, like decades ago. I'm getting old. Let's go back a little bit. The sampling of pure pre-purchased items is a bigger problem with Middle Eastern culture. It didn't used to be acceptable in the US, but standards have collapsed, so to put it mildly. Oh, sampling. In Japanese grocery stores, I feel like it's less now, but when I was growing up, there were like some people who used to give samples in grocery stores and so on. Like it was great because all of a sudden, like when you enter like meat section, you would smell like a meat or like wiener sausages and so on. Like it smells good, and you get the appetite, and you wanna buy, right? And then you can taste it too, and fruits and so on too. Like they would just have it there, you know. I guess they stopped that after COVID because of infections, because people sometimes just, you know, talk in front of that or something. So, yeah. Oh, my husband is starting to drink. What? Anyway, hard to shift back the Overton window. Yeah, at least we witnessed all the good times, right? We're the last, like, we can give the last testimonies in the world. Like, oh, back in our time. Let's see. お腹すいた. I'm so hungry. Let's see. Life, I think I had those. Gelsons sometimes have those. Grocery store, in-store samples. Yeah. My husband is cracking an egg. Sorry for that. It's not construction or anything. I hope it will get better again. Yeah, me too. The problem is if you're going to make video game college, you have to figure out how to make them retain it. What are you talking about? What? I would so pay to go to school to be a real ninja. I mean, you could learn martial arts, I guess. My husband is somehow chuckling. Let's see, if no more super chat, I guess I should go. Did I talk about enough things today? Like I'm like just chatting. I should give you information, but oh, what about this negotiations? The coverage is America, EU, 30% tariffs. So basically, like tariffs and elections are all we get now. And a bit about Russia. Yeah. So, oh yeah, fentanyl problem. Like Japan was used for China's fentanyl smuggling into the U.S. So I hope it does not gonna, affect us in a bad way. I feel sorry for not watching enough, for all the things that can happen in Japan. Like Japan was used as a place to export fentanyl to the U.S. basically, but at least our ambassador, like U.S. ambassador to Japan, like he understands the situation very well and very kind to us too. So he knows where we stand, and the problem is China rather. So it's great to know. Epstein is the main conservative news topic. Really? Bongino and versus Bondi? I have no idea about the Epstein thing, so yeah, like from another country, it's kind of hard to tell, Is he just eating eggs? Yeah, boiled egg, hard-boiled egg. He likes it. Protein. I thought it was like 5 p.m. Yeah, on a Sunday. I'm going crazy. Help him cook. He knows what to cook for himself. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. I guess we. I'm not getting super chat anymore, so I guess I should go. I know I'm sorry that I talk about super chat all the time, but you know, you need to live, so I need to live, so that's why. I'm a little worried about Trump's Japan tariff negotiations, but he seems to know the most about it, so he probably knows what he's doing. Yeah, I mean, like, we can tell when he's threatening and so on to shake the negotiations, to make sure that Japan cannot offer any better deal anymore. Like if it's like the last stage and so on, like he pushes us like that, but we can tell like why he's saying what he's saying and so on. Like we analyze him, so yeah, I think that our communication is good. But thank you so much for caring. Oh, super chat! Thank you! ロンバートさん何度もありがとうございます。Pretty much the richest, most powerful people in the world all got together with this Epstein guy and among other things sexually exploited children. Children? Oh, it's about children? Like, yeah, I knew it was about sexual things, but I didn't know about children. Oh, like Leonardo DiCaprio and so on too, right? Like growing up. And but like entertainment industry is so difficult. Like in Japan too, like it's coming to the surface that like TV stations, the people like the people with power in entertainment, they would like sexually exploit. That's what they do in entertainment somehow. I don't know why it is, but yeah, Fuji TV, and I bet that it's the culture in the TV field. Not everybody, but like the top people probably. Like it happens. Like it's old fashioned, and it's often like anti-society kind of power is involved often, and in Japan in particular. Like a certain religion, like Kometo's Soka Gakkai, and so on, are involved. Other cases that, like South Koreans are involved. Like it's all a mixture of all different type of like benefits. So it complicates things a little bit, probably. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing, but yeah. But yeah, isn't it weird that rich people just get everything, so they get bored and do weird things? Isn't that how it is? So odd that people want to go for like children. Like, what's appealing about children sexually? It's bizarre. Like if they are rich, then they should hire some good psychologist or something to figure out what the hell is wrong with them. Yeah. But the problem I see though is that the parents of those who send children in that field, that like sometimes like in our entertainment industry, the guys that are famous don't want their children to be in the field because they know how guys in the field are, you know what I mean, to protect their own children. They don't want to have that job, but the kids respect their successful parents, so they want to go after them and so on. So it's a sad world. Just because they are famous, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, I mean, hire a good lawyer and bribe people and sort of things. it's interesting because like sometimes like I mean most of the times when I watch, TV shows or movies from America, I had the impression that it's only in the movies, it's only in the TV shows because it's entertainment. But I'm coming to realize that that's not really an exaggeration. But yeah, it is so. But I guess it's part of like America culture, though. It's crazy. But then when you have like all these bad people, the good people rise and make your country for the better. So I, you know, the fact that the problem is getting to the light, it's focused now. People care about it, accusing and so on, because there are good people in America. So that's the bright side of it all, I think. Yum, yum, yum. They've been trying a few years ago, they tried to rebrand as minor attractive person. That is so weird. It's so weird. What's so weird is that you guys should like compare them with Japanese nurse who love like I mean I don't really want you to because it's a total different things, but still like how like Japanese men, for example, like those who are into anime and so on, they often get labeled as perverts and like just wrong people, like those who are fantasize about animation and so on. But it's worse, way worse than that, to actually exploit the children in real life. People here in Japan, like they can be perverted, with their preferences and so on, but they don't do that. They just fantasize about it, and they don't do things. Some do, though. Only a small percentage of people, and sometimes it becomes a crime. Like teachers too. Teachers are getting found, nowadays because some of them look at children as like a sexual thing, sexual symbols and so on, and they get turned on for some reason. And yeah, some people have like a mental disorder, I think, but yeah, it's like I don't know why that sort of things get bashed, but those rich people get away. It's not fair. Oh, super chat. Rombado-san, arigatou gozaimasu. This channel today, this program is brought to you by Rombado-san. Even Yuga's royal family is implicated in this Epstein thing. What? Who knows why they do it? All we do know is that FBI is covering up, and likely no one who committed these crimes are facing prison. Yeah. Oh man, like I mean, I'm not American, so I can't call we, but you guys have the right to know. So, yeah. But then it's so hard. At least like my position is difficult because I haven't seen all the documents or anything. Like I don't know the information and who's having the allegations and so on. Like I don't know what's going on, so I can't tell, right? And at the same time, there are like when there are big cases like this, like there are people that want to, make money out of it by creating conspiracy theories as a side product, like of course there's probably a main problem, but other people will probably take advantage of the case and say this and that and make false information statement and so on. And I don't know how far I'm supposed to like trust and so on. I wish I knew, but there's a language barrier and I don't know how to collect the information. And most importantly, like yeah, I don't know, like Japan right now is all about election and our new party rising, Sanseito, has been a problem. So, yeah. Man, people often, like, I see a lot of like non-Japanese people praising Sanseito, our new like small party. But I guess they've been there for 5 years or so now, and they have seats in a diet and so on. But yeah, and we are cautious about them. But non-Japanese people, when they see them, their slogan is Japan first, so they get tricked. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. There's like your garden variety hentai otaku, and then you have actual child rapists. Then that's a total different dimension, right? Yeah. The big lie is that this guy killed himself in a New York prison. This, even though he had no reason to, the surveillance camera footage that would have shown him doing it is missing. That's a huge question. Yeah, all the missing things are sketchy. Maps, you're supposed to know thoughts can be wrong. Usually it's your body trying to communicate you're hungry for lacking a nutrient. If you can ignore your basic animal instincts, you're not human, period. And what are you talking about? What? Oh. So big controversy is Bondi is like case closed, nothing to see here, and even Maga is like, wait a minute, oh, interesting. I mean, yeah. The sad part about stuff like this, issues like this, is that the victims cannot, or victims or those who involved cannot freely state whatever they want to say, right? Especially during when FBI or whatever is looking into it, and yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, my husband is eating something in front of me, in front of hungry Yoko. He's eating something. He makes me hungry. Okay. Anyway, it's getting late. Should I end this?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, my face can be so round. Perfectly round. I have no wrinkles when I do this. Yeah. He talked about pedos, so they should be able to simply not do it. I'm a normal guy who didn't have a girlfriend for a decade. I'm not forcing myself on women. I just abstain. That's good. Yeah. Like some people don't have self-control, and also like I don't know, like it's like yeah, somebody have to go preach them. I think because like discipline and also the like all this desire is like I believe in Shinto, but also like I'm kind of a Buddhist too, so like it's like a bad thing to be greedy. Greed is bad, It, like a certain level of greed can be good, but if you're a greedy person, then that's no good. Like you just have to know what's yours and what's not, and the line that you can cross and shouldn't cross. You should have all this distinguishment, right? I like Shinto too. I have a water rune tattoo, but it's Celtic. How do you come up with all these comments? These people have problems, deep, very deep problems that goes way beyond just sexual urge. Yeah, it's just a symptom. Same reason for alcoholism and drug abuse. There's an actual root cause there. I bet. Yeah, it is like that. I agree. It's whenever I have a problem, like when I have a desire to, like eat something late at night, for example, like, am I really hungry? What's behind this? I think about that. Or sometimes I can't even drink alcohol because my body doesn't process it well, because I'm so Japanesey, right? But then sometimes I'm like, I need to drink, but then I'm like, what's really behind it, And I ask ChatGPT. Yeah. It's 2 a.m. Do I really need chocolate ice creams right now, or do I need to talk? Exactly. Like you need to kind of calm down, to feel safe. But you don't. You want to jump onto the quick dopamine or something, right? Yeah. I have the power to change, though. I kept my New Year's resolution and quit drinking, but for bottle, I will drink that crazy roku stuff with 7 botanicals. What is roku stuff? I need to get in shape too. I've been working out, but it doesn't mean that I'm not eating healthy. I care. Like for the past 3 months or so, like I've been working out, and but I've been working on just storing energy. Like each year, because of my disease, like I didn't have enough energy, so this year, I'm like, I need the energy, so let's just focus on building it, like muscles and so on, instead of first getting in shape and so on. And so I did that, and then I'm like I became bigger. So now I need to kind of get lean, I guess. Yeah. Oh, you have ulcerative colitis too? No. You know what I'm coming to realize though is the lack of exercise for me. Like people talk about food, but for me, like I have strong intestines, like naturally. But then when I look at the steps that I'm taking on my phone, some days I'm like 30 steps or something. Like of course, like it's with my phone, so I'm walking more, but like dozens of steps and so on. Like I don't know how I am alive, but like of course I get disease. So I need to, just like my dog back home is walked by my dad. I should go walk twice a day like the dogs do. All dogs can do it, I can do it, right? Sunny days, rainy days, doesn't matter, I have to go out. Yeah. Ramen Coke guy. I used to drink that when I was in university because I was young and stupid and I didn't know about alcohol, and I liked it. I liked sweet stuff. So like I went to clubs a couple, like how many times I don't remember, but sometimes my friends took me there. We went because we were all desperate for attention, like we were young, and then I would order that rum Coke. Walk your dad who walks your dog. He's back home though. 30 steps to Japanese. I thought 1 kilometer per day of walking was mandatory. I don't know, like I hear that like at least 5,000 steps, but ideally like 10,000 steps a day. But I don't even go out much. I need to edit my husband's video too. I need to edit your video. Mm.
You need.
You need.
You have to.
I have to. I have to edit his video. And so when I'm editing though, I have to sit still for forever, like hours and hours. I'm sitting, and sitting is a new smoking, they say nowadays. So I need to sometimes rise, what's it called, like stand up and so on. Right. Right. Anyway. Okay. You're gonna be dead in 10 years. No, like sitting is okay, but like if you keep sitting, that's bad, it seems. So you have to stand up every, I don't know, an hour or so, or even more frequently. You just keep sitting seems to be bad. So mad about the food. No, he has some left for me. No, mine. I gotta go protect my foods.
違うよ。
なんでや。動画編集はめっちゃ時間かかりますよね。そう、本当にかかる。That's そうよ、日本語上手だよ。日本にいるよ。
さっきから英語で書いてる。
My husband was strict because you were writing in Japanese. My husband was like, "Oh, great, he speaks Japanese."
しかもめっちゃ。
めっちゃ、上手ですから。
やばいね。
やばいね。
やばい。
やばい。
日本語やばい。
日本語やばい says my husband. Sitting a lot is bad for the back. Yeah. Also, like intestines too. Like you need to move your organs. You know. まだまだですよ。上手上手。Okay.
まあ、
ね
俺の英語よりは上手だろ。
そうね。Better than my husband's English. I have to train my husband to speak English better. Like the pronunciation is a difficult part for him. Like he can listen and also form sentences in writing better than before. But as for like pronunciation, he's too shy to, pretend to speak like Americans or British people or something. Yeah.
やっぱ成りきらんっていうかね。
そうでしょ。
カウボーイハットを買うとこから始まる。
My husband is like, in order to practice English pronunciation, I have to be American. So then I will need a cowboy hat. We saw that like when we were watching the news about the Texas flood. We saw the local, is he the governor or I don't know who that was, the local or town or I don't know, like the local person, he showed up to welcome Trump and he was wearing this beautiful cowboy hat. And we were like, oh, they're actually wearing, It was so cool. The fashion was so cool. Like it looks so good on those people, Yeah. And like if Japanese people dress like that, I don't think that we would look as good. So it was so cool. I can teach English pronunciation. Really? だってよ。教えてもらわなきゃ。Your English is like perfect. You pronounce it very well. I wish I knew your language the same. Thank you so much. I still have accent, which I want to get rid of.
その前にアレックスが書いてる。Tell him to pretend.
Where?
I can teach him 次。
Tell him to pretend he's making fun of us. You get the accent right away. Really? He's good at being a jerk, though. Like my husband can do a lot of things. But one of the things that I think is amazing is how well he makes fun of people or to basically to be a jerk, you know. He's good at it. 嫌味をね言ったりね。Yeah. あ、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。横ちゃんの英語はすごいペラペラなんですよ。大丈夫？本当？ありがとうございます。
まあ、言うとだね、ヨコちゃんじゃなくて、ヨーコちゃんだね。
あ、そうだね。
伸ばさない。
詳しく言うと、to put it precisely, my name is Yo Ko-chan. Or Yo. Like in casually, like people use the bar Yo Ko-chan. Yeah. But yeah, I don't spell my name Yo Uko, even though it's officially it's Yo Uko, but ありがとう. So, but yeah, we are supposed, my name is Yo Uko, but Americans, for example, you guys stress things like karaoke or sake, right? Like you stress the second sound. So like my name is like Yoko, like naturally happens like Yoko.
違うね。
So
違う。
no, not that Yoko.
ヨコはいっぱいあるからね。
Yeah, we have many ways to spell our name.
それは太平洋で。
Yeah, that's in
Pacific.
Pacific. I'm the child of the sun. So that's why I'm bright. We say your name like John Lennon's wife's name, right? I mean, that's what I say actually when I'm introducing myself. Like, oh, I'm Yoko. Oh, Yoko, good name. I'm like, yeah, same as Yoko. Oh, no. やっぱりYokoだ. Yes. I know the same from a woman named Shoko. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My husband. あれ？
加瀬先生。
死んだっけ？So my husband used to be friends with Yoko Ono's cousin. Like really such a famous conservative figure, Mr. Kase. He passed away, but yeah, my husband interviewed him and so on, right? And yeah, like he was close to him, but he's actually the cousin of Yoko Ono, so she's kind of in the circle. So it's crazy when you think about it. But yeah, what's interesting is that Yoko Ono is so liberal, but Mr. Kase, her cousin, was so conservative, like leading conservative figure. So Yoko Ono is just terrible, yeah. She even wrote a letter to Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at the time.
Small word, yes.
Small word. Small word. Eh? Yeah, we need to go see Jurassic World. Did you guys see it? Or is it out already? I don't know. But movies are expensive though in Japan. No disrespect, and I say this with a humblest way, but you, Yoko, feel like Amaterasu and you look like her, so pardon me. Thank you. Huh?
Have a good day.
You're gonna go to sleep. Yeah, I respect Amaterasu or Mikami. Always. In our kamidana, so-called kamidana, like a mini shrine thing that we put up at our house. We have 3 cars from shrines, and one of them is Amaterasu. It's now like after like Meiji era, so 1800 or so. Like it's now it was decided that it's the ultimate deity and then uh, local shrine one, and then the one shrine that we were born, like my husband's line though, was born in and so on. I mean, born
まあ
close to, and we have those three. And so I always like, oh, Amaterasu coming. Oh, movie so long, yeah. Like movie theaters gives a good vibe, like good rich vibe. Like I don't know about movie theaters in your country, but over here in Japan, it's kind of a little expensive, and it's like a dating spot or family place, and you have to pay, right? And then also the theaters are clean, and the movies are basically uplifting most of the time, so it's a good place to go. Meant to see Dr. X movie last year, but never got the chance. Oh, now I have to find it on TV or Unext or something. I think it was on Netflix. I don't know about now though. I've seen that on Netflix, but I don't know. But maybe Netflix is too liberal for you. Grandma's name was Yoko, really? I always hated the Yoko Ono, so terrible. Now you know me. And also, Shinzo Abe's mother is Yoko, right? Yeah. She passed away though, right? 亡くなったよね。I think she passed away. But yeah, Yoko. His mom was Yoko too. Maybe not always clean. I don't like giving those cats money. Oh, cats, you mean Netflix? Yeah. Is this made in USA? Made in USA! 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 A lot of the things that I eat or use often come from the USA, just so you know. Just so you know. Anyway, it's nearly 6, so I think I should let you guys go. Right? Thank you for hanging out with me. I know that you are sleepy, most of you, but Lombardo-san は多分大丈夫だけど I should probably... could you please recommend a Japanese conservative right-wing channel about politics spoken in Japanese language? Recommend a Japanese conservative right-wing channel about politics spoken in Japanese language. 日本語のおすすめ YouTube プライムニュース難しすぎるか YouTube チャンネル江崎さんIt's hard to recommend one nowadays because on some issues people can be good, other issues not. 誰がいいかね。
いやーちょっと難しいね。
My husband said it's difficult. I think so too. It's
そん
difficult.
なにいっぱいいろいろ見てるわけでもないからね。
もう
まあ武田恒康さんとか間違わないだろうけどね。
ああ。
内容はね。
しかもなんか教科書のなんかしとったでしょ最近歴史教育。武田 maybe 常安武田。Yeah. Yeah. Like YouTuber-ish, very YouTuber-ish. But what is his main channel? He often gets attacked, so maybe this channel. I know it's mirrored, but yeah, 常安武田. I wonder if he has like auto-dub thing. Let's see. Like sometimes, like on YouTube, like they have a new system to auto-dub, right? Oh, they have.
Many conservatives are opposed to both separate marriages and same-sex marriage. But I am opposed to separate marriages and in favor of same-sex marriage. This is because, unlike the separate marriage system, there are
That's
generally no
amazing.
plans for same-sex marriage. There are
You can watch it in English too. His channel, for example, this video. Wow, YouTube has that system now, so that's great. And he, my phone is set to English for my English studies, and like it's set in English too. Like, like when you post videos on YouTube, you can put like your language, and also you can put the translation too. So, and also, oh, this is fantastic. He has the education too, like a history education. Oh, I've been meaning to watch these because when I first got interested in politics, he was the guy I went to. He's the offspring of Meiji Emperor. So, yep, he's great. Yoko Child of the Sun, 少し言葉。ありがとうございます。Choose. Oh no, you are leaving? Studying the Japanese language, and I usually practice with content that interests me. If there's no channel, a website about politics written in Japanese would also be fine. No, look for Tsuneyasu Takeda. Or I guess I can. I will.
安心してね、本当勧められる人ってのはね、なかなかいない。まあ、
Yeah,
だけどさぐらい。
it's difficult to recommend somebody with safety, and he's like the only one who wouldn't
ま
go.
あ、エサちゃんももちろんいいんだけど、
ね、そうね。
ちょっと前提が分かってないとわからないかもしれない。
そうね。
あのチャンネルはね。
そうね。Let's see. Here. Go to this channel. Okay. Anyway. I talked a lot. No more super chat, right? This time I can go. I think. Okay. Okay. Everybody's quiet. So that's a cue for me. Thank you for the recommendation. You're welcome. Flavio. You're welcome. Thank you so much. I guess this time I'm going, right? Okay. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I know this was a long stream and there are people still watching. Thank you so much. ロンバートさんいっぱいスーパーチャットありがとうございました。Thank you for those who gave me super chats. And also, thank you so much for watching this. It really helps my channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys sleep well. And if you're in other places, have a good day or night. Okay. Let's reunite next week. Wait. Today's 13th, right? 20th. Next week is the election voting day. So I'll probably talk a little bit more about the election then. Yep. Man, I gotta edit the video. Alright. Okay. See you next week. Okay. Bye.